It's Gorman in the Morning with Fletcher and Ryder. Now, 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the Morning with Fletcher.
Oh, my goodness. Hi.
Ryder.
Afternoon, everybody.
Hey, what's happening, Norm?
It's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
It's pretty hard to top that one.
Drinking some beers for that man tonight.
Man, no kidding. We are happy to be with you despite the sad news from yesterday afternoon on Minnesota's 92 KQRS. It is time, as we are feeling Minnesota, for headlines. Paul Fletcher, explain exactly what it is going on in the world.
Okay, I will do just that. A quick update on the infamous basketball hoop in St. Louis Park story. Last we heard, things weren't going well for the crabby neighbor who didn't want the boys playing basketball in their own driveway. Well, update, right. Crabby neighbor never gave up. In fact, filed an injunction, a cease and desist, basically threw the kitchen sink at the situation. But late yesterday, a judge dismissed the motion and threw out the overarching lawsuit altogether. So now the boys can play basketball in their yard without repercussions.
And more than ever, we need to have the 92 KQRS 21 tournament up there. Let's go play in that driveway. What do you say?
We should bring up the entire...
We'll just go play horse. But instead of horse, we'll play Pygmalion. A nice long word. It'll take longer. Geez. It'll be louder.
Can we
even spell that one at this time in the morning.
Sorry.
Can we back a van in and play KQRS really loudly
of course.
as well?
That's a given. That's a given. Well, I was thinking, when you want to have a quick game of horse, you play pig. And then I was like, well, pig is shorter. And then I somehow went to Pygmalion, which the less said about, the better. So, Paul, please, your next story.
Most of the time as a kid, we played pig because we were so bad. We were hockey players playing basketball. Minnesotans recently took to Reddit to share the strangest towns they've been to in Minnesota. From creepy vibes to space obsessions, there were a bunch. And here were some of the top picks that I found. Okay. Hibbing, or really any town on the Iron Range. Quote, I swear you go into any of the Iron Range restaurants as an outsider and literally everyone stops talking and eating to stare at you.
Wow.
Say hello. It's fine. Like, they'll chill out if you just say hi or something.
It's funny, though, that they do look at you like you have a third eye or something like that. It's just like, we don't look any different. We're Minnesotans also. Rochester.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but that town's responsible for both Bob Dylan and Kevin McHale. So they have very high expectations.
And Pat Micheletti, who's on the mural at Mariucci, one of the great golfers of all time.
Yeah. I take your word for it.
Yeah. Rochester looks like, it looks like it's trying its absolute best to be some sort of city, but has never seen a real city in its life.
Okay.
Another said, Mayo is the city. Rochester is just some sort of support organism. Oh, my God. These crack me up. And last but not least, Park Rapids, only because parking in the middle of the street weirds me out. Have you been there, Ryder?
I have not, no.
They have it's lanes each way, parking on the side of the road like you typically would, but then there's parking inexplicably in the middle of the lanes as well, and it is very, very bizarre.
There's some garbage like that going on in Uptown where you kind of park in the middle of the street and then there's a bike lane and then a sidewalk. That weirds me out too, yeah.
Confusing.
I will get the entire list up on our Instagram, a link to the entire the Reddit thread up on our Instagram, but it's just comical. Police in Paris have recovered a stolen bust of Jim Morrison, the iconic Doors singer. That was taken from his grave in 1988. The bust was found during an unrelated investigation by a financial anti-corruption unit. Nothing more has been said. It's unclear if the bust will be returned to the grave or if further investigations will take place. Morrison, known for his music and poetry, of course, was buried at Père Lachaise Cemetery in Paris, a site frequented by fans and admirers. The theft occurred during a cultural resurgence of Morrison's legacy in the late 80s.
I can't imagine what were you thinking? You have that bust. You've been hiding out. You've been hiding it since 1988, but obviously not behind a paneled, fake door or something. It was just in someone's apartment or something, it sounds like. Financial corruption, some banker dude just like, hey, check this out. I've got this bust of Morrison. Like, dude, hide that thing. Take it to your summer home. What's the matter with you?
Yeah, there's not really much to gain there, is it? I mean, all you are is you're hiding it out. You can't. It's not like you can take it and sell it and make a bunch of money on it or something like that. People are going to know.
Yeah, I mean,
black market maybe. But last but not least, George Wendt, best known for his role as Norm Peterson on Cheers, passed away at the age of 76. I loved Cheers so much. It was something that I watched with my mom, and it was fantastic. Wentz publicist Melissa Nathan described Wentz as a doting family man, not a dating family man, a doting family man, and a well-loved friend and confidant. Wentz's career began in the 1970s as part of Chicago's legendary Second City Improv. He appeared in all 275 episodes of Cheers. I'm not sure if that can be said. Maybe Cliff, but I'm not sure that can be said about any other character. Well, probably Sam.
Ted Danson?
Yeah, Ted Danson.
But not a side character. He's highest batting average for a side character in sitcom history. I mean, base hit every single show. Mm-hmm. Incredible. There are plenty of, you have your stars and then you got that second tier. It was Sam and Diane, then it was Sam and whatever, and Woody got a bigger role.
Yep.
Sure.
But yeah, man, Norm walking in, just doing that thing, a one-line. They had to come up with 276 of those intro one-liners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great effort by everybody. Also, you may be about to say this, Jason Sudeikis is godfather and uncle.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
No, what I was about
Ted Lasso coming right out of the comedy family.
Wow. Wow. All right. That's cool. What I was about to say is we can't forget also his recurring role on Saturday Night Live's as superfan Bill Swirsky. The Bears.
Trying to forget it.
You didn't like that bit?
Chipped away at my Norm love, to be honest.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
okay.
man.
One time, give it a go once or twice. They just, like all good things on SNL, they ran it into the ground. That's
Farley
me.
having a heart attack and giving himself CPR?
I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I loved it. That was so great. I think do we have a couple of Norm's entrances?
Norm! How you doing, Norm? What do you know? Not enough. Afternoon, everybody.
You know?
Better give me a tall one in case I like it. Afternoon, everybody. Hey, Norm!
How's life treating you, Norm?
I just ran over its dog. What's up, Norm? My nipples. It's freezing out there.
Yes.
What can I do for you, Norm?
Well, I am going to need something to kill time before my second beer. How about a first one?
You got it.
That works. There's a YouTube clip. It's like almost 20 minutes long of just those. Like it is every single one. Thank God for the YouTube people out there.
I'll tell you what, my favorite one. What's up, Norm? Or what's up, Mr. Peterson? Because it was Coach. My ideal weight if I were 10 feet tall. That's a good
Strong.
Not bad.
So good.
Yeah.
In the world of sport, ooh, boy. Coming back down to earth hard. The Timberwolves were run out of the ballpark last night, as they say, run out of the arena in Oklahoma City. The Timberwolves had a 60-56 lead with 7 minutes to go in the third quarter, a lead of 4. And then the Thunder went on a 10-0 run, shut them down for over 4 minutes. They launched an all-out assault. It's a blitzkrieg. It's an offensive of defense when OKC clicks like that. Mm-hmm. They scattered, covered, and smothered the Wolves. Here's the thing you got to think about. The Wolves had 19 turnovers, 13 steals. The OKC Thunder had 13 steals.
Is that a ton?
That's so many.
So many?
That is, you're not winning ball games if the other team takes the ball from you 13 times.
Okay.
That's in addition to the 6 times they just threw it away. 19 turnovers.
Wow.
Final score of the second half, 70-40. This was a boat race. Now, they always say, and they're right, a series doesn't really begin until the road team gets a win. So all is well. It's just one game in OKC.
Right.
I'm saying nervously. But if Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is getting all the calls like he did last night, it's over. Make no mistake. I don't care what we do.
Wow.
But we have a 38-year-old point guard and no backup point guard. I mean, the deficiencies of the Wolves, who are a very, very, very good basketball team, were on display last night against a historically great basketball team. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, this Wolves thing was fun while it lasted, I guess.
Hey, man. You know what? They're gonna do a lot of adjustments, and they will get a couple games in this series, I don't doubt. But, the best they can do is obviously take it to 7, and 7 is going to be in OKC. And again, this is a better team. It's just what it is. Sometimes you got to go, well, they're better. We got a puncher's chance. That's what this is.
For sure.
Minnesota Twins yet again rained out yesterday. A game suspended from Monday as well as yesterday's regularly scheduled game were both washed out. The suspended game will start today at 12:10.
Allegedly.
My phone tells me it will be raining. Then the scheduled game for today will start 30 minutes after that game. Tuesday night's game will be part of a doubleheader on September 20th. If you can keep up with all that, good luck to you. The Minnesota Frost, game 1 of the PWHL championship, the finals, lost last night in overtime 2-1 in Ottawa. But you know what? This is what they do. Every series this team has been in so far in their 2-year experience, they've lost game one every time. So don't sweat it.
It was an overtime loss. I watched a good 2 periods of it. It was back and forth. It's either team can win the whole series. It could go either way.
That's good to know. I'm glad to hear that. I would hate to think that we're going to get all the way through. We have Taylor Heise on the show later today. We'll discuss it with her.
It'll be fine.
And I have a feeling what she's going to say is, yeah, we're fine. We're going to kick their ass.
This is what we do. This is what we do. We'll be fine.
It's exactly what we do. Hey, how about West St. Paul? We're thinking of you. West St. Paul.
West St. Paul.
Right over behind my shoulder.
Do you know?
Right there.
Do you know where West St. Paul got its name?
Well, they were in St. Paul.
They were being south of St. Paul?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
That wouldn't bring it up if it was that simple.
All right,
They're
lay it on
actually
me.
west of the Mississippi River, which is where the name came from.
Wow.
Not west of St. Paul, west of the Mississippi River. I just thought that was interesting, that distinction. No?
I do know this. Just about everybody who's never lived here goes, wait a minute, I thought St. Paul was on the east side, Minneapolis was on the west side. Everyone I've ever met, including myself until I came here the first time, thought it was just a river right down the middle.
Right.
A river runs through it.
Right.
Sorta.
Imagine my surprise all
Kinda,
those years ago. Wait a minute, I'm not sure where the hell I am. But we're happy to have West St. Paul with us this morning. The scam generation. I'm just coming up with a term.
Yeah.
There's a new scam every week someone's whipping out, telling us to be careful about or worry about or be on the lookout for. How about the fake scam? This is a new TikTok trend.
A fake scam.
Fake scam.
Yeah.
So
you're pretending to scam people, but you're not scamming them.
Exactly.
This
Because
is like Inception level crap.
it's exactly what it is. This is another sign that we're on the final lap, ladies and gentlemen. So this is how it works. There's like I said, this is trending on TikTok, and we've got a little audio from an Australian TikToker, and he had this worked out perfectly. He approaches somebody like in a store, says, "Hey, excuse me, what time do you have?" And that person will inevitably pull out their phone to look at the time because no one wears watches anymore because we're not civilized anymore. And as they look at their phone, then he holds his phone out. And then you hear the ding sound, the exact same ding sound you hear if you get a payment from Apple Pay.
Right.
The whole idea is I'm going to get you to look at your phone, and then I'm going to pull money from your Apple Pay. And whether or not that's even possible to do with the person holding his own phone in his pocket to check the time, if that's even possible, the scam works. The fake scam works because everybody that he approaches goes, wait, what'd you just do? And it freaks people out.
Yeah, but they have cool accents when they do it, and it sounds like this.
Excuse me, do you have the time on you by any chance?
1:35, mate.
Thank you.
What are you doing there?
I just needed...
What are you doing there?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, give me your phone. Give me that phone.
Right, can we just talk?
No, give me that phone right now.
Chill. Oi, you're going to break it.
What did you do then?
I'm trying to explain.
Give me the phone, right? Now you tell me.
I would have never thought of that.
Yeah, it's one thing to pretend to take money from someone's phone. First things first, don't do it in Australia. Everyone down there is crazy. Secondly, don't do it to old man anger, old man strength, old man energy. Those things are all real.
And an old man who doesn't fully understand his phone, perhaps.
Exactly.
You know what this scam is? This is a good way to get yourself punched in the face. That's what this is.
That's exactly what it is, and that was what was about to happen right there. Why don't kids do this to me? Why can't I blow off some steam with all of the righteousness of this guy in Australia? If a kid comes up to me and pretends he took money from my Apple Pay on my phone, I'm going to get him in a chokehold. Call me crazy.
You're just opening yourself up for a whole lot of trouble now.
I know.
This guy handles it about as good as anybody that feels like they've maybe just had something happen to them. Probably could. He's incredibly gracious considering.
Well, I'm just saying, look, I'm all for society evolving, and you don't walk around and just smack people. I totally get that.
Totally.
However, but what we left was the lesson of, hey, don't mess with strangers. What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? You have no idea who anybody is or what anybody's capable of.
Couldn't agree more. There are a bunch of comments in the TikTok thread, too, talking about pull this prank on your buddies.
Yeah,
Don't just walk up to some random dude at Kmart or whatever the hell they're at.
I've told my son when I was on his way to college, and when I was giving him the whole, for the few weeks build up, I would just have to think, oh, you know what? This is a good thing to know. This is a good thing to know. This is a good thing to know. And one of those I said repeatedly was never fight a stranger. He goes, what? I'm supposed to fight my friends? I go, yeah. Well, you know what they're capable of.
Yep.
You have no idea who's a black belt. You have no idea who has a knife. A guy in a bar.
You have no idea who's a black belt?
You have no idea who's got a screw loose
No,
either.
like when I'm saying, you're going to be in bars 6 nights a week, and you're going to be trying to impress chicks, and guys are drunk. I'm just like, you don't know who you're messing with at a bar.
100%.
That's it. It's real simple. I'm just saying.
This has got to be one of the dumbest things I've, to your point at the very beginning of this conversation about how we have gone down, we're on the backstretch right now of humanity pretty much. It's just idiotic. But you know what though? It's got like 900,000 views on TikTok, so that makes it worth it.
I guess it does. God, I guess in some
unreal.
metric. You can also, by the way, rest easy knowing that phones can all be hacked pretty easily now. There's some new spyware people can get. I mean, you can just go find it and stick it on your phone, and worse, you can stick it on someone else's phone. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is, it's easier than ever to spy on someone else without them knowing it through their smartphone.
Creepy.
Yeah. Have you ever had the thought of, man, I think someone's messing with my phone here. Here's 5 signs that you need to look into if these happening. Okay. Just to go ahead and give you less to think about when you're trying to sleep tonight. I'm sorry, more to think about. Number 1, and this is the one that jumped off the grid to me, your battery drains really fast. Now, it could be, your phone might just be old.
Yeah, that was my first thought.
We've all had phones that at some point it does just lose its ability to hold a charge. Yeah. Planned obsolescence. Thank you, Apple.
Mine says right now that the battery is normal.
Okay.
Its overall health is normal,
okay,
but it dies fast.
It could be a sign that they're tracking your location with GPS. Like there's spyware people can get. Look, I don't know how this crap works. I just know that all these tech experts are like, no, it's easier than ever. Here's another one. If your phone heats up, like if you're running apps in the background like GPS or something else, it can tax your phone's processor. Some heat is normal, especially in summer. But if your phone stays warm, even when you're not using it, there's probably something awry.
This has happened to me.
Yeah.
Lately.
Okay, well, who's stalking you, bud? What skeleton's coming out of that closet? Sir?
I hope she's really pretty.
Man. How about this? Increased data usage. You check it out in your settings if you're using a lot more data than expected. No. A lot of people with spyware on their phone only find out when they get a data limit warning from their cell phone company.
Oh.
Wow.
Here's another tricky spot for me. I'm on an unlimited plan.
Yeah, well, of course.
So I'm not going to get that notification. All right, I'm 3 for 3.
Strange texts or notifications. How about this? This expert says, watch out for text messages containing random characters or codes. I've never had any of those. I get the whole, you owe us Illinois tollway highway fines you didn't pay, and it's from and the call, the number originates from Guam. I don't take those too seriously.
Do you guys ever get the text of, hey, how's it going today? Are we meeting up at 7 o'clock or whatever?
Yeah. Oh, I get those.
I got one that was like, hey, Ellie, can you teach this yoga class at such and such time? And I'm like, that is not for me at all.
That used to be my favorite type of prank call back before there was caller ID and life was fun. I'd call somebody and they'd say, hello. And I'd say, hey, Mike, I'm sorry. Did you say 2 sticks of butter or 4 sticks of butter?
No, that's a good one.
And they would just be like, well, I didn't say it. No, come on, man. Stop. Yeah. Or somebody would answer and I would immediately yell out in the room, hey, I got him. Pick up the extension. Uncle Charles, what's up? And he'd be like, what are you talking about? And then we'd have 2 people on the phone, like celebrating Uncle Charles's birthday. And you just get some poor guy who spends like 3 minutes begging you to believe that he's not Uncle Charles. Mm-hmm. Good old, no one gets hurt.
Yeah, I used to text those kind of things back and just mess with them for a little bit, but now I'm afraid it's a bot. And I'm like, no, they're going to get all my info. So
I've seen the thing.
Block.
Yeah, it's like if you can even if you answer a call from a number you don't know, it can infect your phone.
Wow.
It's tough. Finally, the last one, your screen randomly turns on. Like it'll light up when it's sitting on the table and you're not touching it. That happens. I just look at my phone on it kind of regularly and go like, what is that? And maybe I did get an email and I have to bring her off all the time. But every now and again I'm like, why did my phone just light up?
It's poltergeist, right?
I would like to think so.
Okay.
That's way better than some jerk with spyware.
I'm pretty sure I'm being stalked.
If it's coming from, you're being stalked. I got ghosts in I got bats in the belfry, and Ryder, you're just living the good life.
I just want to know what the stalking is. That's all. I'm not worried about being like, it's fine. I can be stalked. I can handle it. That's fun.
Sounds like your phone company trying to get you to buy a new phone.
Maybe that could be it too.
Exactly
that
what that
could
is.
be it.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the Morning is back. 92KQRS.
Gorman in the Morning with Fletcher and Ryder on Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Good Wednesday morning. It's May 21st. I'm feeling Minnesota. You're feeling Minnesota. What are the headlines, Paul Fletcher?
A quick special session update as the Minnesota House and Senate adjourned before their midnight deadline to pass bills on Monday. Minnesota lawmakers still hadn't finished major pieces of the upcoming 2-year state budget. Bills on taxes, education, and health care spending are incomplete. So, yes, a special session will be required to enact last week's budget framework agreement.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, they're just messing around with $66 or $67 billion, so they should probably get it right.
Get to it, ladies and gentlemen.
A New Orleans jail maintenance worker was arrested Monday for helping 10 inmates escape last week. The 33-year-old employee, who says he acted under duress, shut off water in a jail cell, allowing inmates to remove a toilet, a sink fixture, dig a hole, and flee. Before leaving, they scrawled messages on the cell wall, quote, "We innocent," and "Too easy, LOL."
Well,
some Shawshank Redemption
man,
stuff.
no kidding.
I kind of wonder if maybe we just, give them a pass.
I saw a report about how they were using AI face recognition software, and these guys, when they busted out of this jail, were running down the streets, and right away they just went to the city, the cameras, and they were identifying them and finding. I mean, it wasn't.
Did they run to like Bourbon Street?
Yeah,
or
they're not
something
quite the
with
masterminds.
Like a ton of people
yes,
around?
they did. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to walk back maybe we should just let them be out. These guys are ranging from murder to armed robbery, so probably best if we grab them again.
Yeah.
4 of them have been recaptured already, probably based on the brilliance that you just laid out. 6 of them still on the run, though. So, we'll see what happens.
Go to the middle of nowhere and climb a tree and just sit there. That's all. That's your only chance.
That's fair.
Don't stay in the city. They'll find you.
The Oscar Mayer Wienermobiles will be head-to-head this week at the inaugural Weenie 500 race at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The race will bring together all 6 Wienermobiles, get this, for the first time in over a decade. This is going to be a really special event. I mean, that's
nice.
just so special. Each will represent a different regional hot dog variety. The race takes place on this Friday, 2 days before the Indy 500. The winner of the Weenie 500 will receive a trophy and a hot dog in the Wiener's Circle to celebrate the victory. And here's the best part. We can all play along. There's a free-to-play pool on DraftKings to bet on the winning Wienermobile and the chance to win $10,000 in cash. What a way to kick off hot dog season!
I mean, I didn't need DraftKings to allow me to bet on this.
No, you
whatever.
didn't.
Yeah, but theirs is free at least. I mean,
Summer of, I'm going to say 1998, at a hotel in Florida, and a Wienermobile pulled right up, and the guy jumped out. He was staying there, and of course, I have photos of me and Rosemary in front of the Wienermobile because that's what you do when you see the Wienermobile.
Oh, I've been in a Wienermobile. It's
You've
fun.
been in one?
I've been in one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought I was cool for just seeing one.
Do you
it was like a comet. It was like, oh my God, I saw one.
Yes.
Do you want to be in a Wienermobile? We can make it happen.
No, it's the last thing I want.
It's pretty cool inside.
I know, but he's so tall.
Yeah, no.
It's like 1976 in that thing, man.
I got 1976 in my memory bank, but I'm fine.
Fair enough. All right. Well, just don't be surprised if one day a Wienermobile shows up. I'm just saying.
All right.
That's what I got.
Check this out. The Pixies are playing the Palace Theater July 31st. Yeah, right on.
And August 1st. They're doing 2 nights.
Well, that's even more exciting news.
Double the fun.
But I mentioned July 31st because we have tickets for that show, and we'd love to give them away. And we're going to make you earn them. You're going to have to play a game in order to win these tickets. A little something we call Beat the Jock.
You know what?
The Jocks have not been successful in this yet.
No, we're not very good at this.
No. The Pixies tickets require a little bit of work.
Yeah.
Especially at a place like the Palace Theater. That place is gorgeous. Have you been there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic.
Figured, but didn't know.
The way we do this is you're going to call in and you're going to pick either myself or Paul Fletcher, and you're going to play a game where you'll get 20 seconds to give as many items in a category provided by Ryder as you can think of. We've got a few people on hold who want to compete. They are playing for Pixies tickets, 7/31. That's July 31st at the Palace Theater. Let's just hop right to it. Kari from Burnsville is up first. Kari, good morning.
Hi.
Good to have you with us. So here's how this works. You're going to play a game, and you're going to compete against either myself or Paul Fletcher, Kari. It's your choice. Who do you want to go up against?
I'm going to go up against Paul.
All righty. Headphones off, big man.
Lucky. All right, taking them off.
There we go.
Okay.
Weird.
All right, so, Carrie, the category is going to be NBA team names. Let's say we were doing WNBA team names. You couldn't just say Dallas. You would need to say, like, Dallas Wings or Wings. So you're going to need to name as many men's professional NBA teams as you can in 20 seconds. Ready, set.
Ready.
Go.
Knicks, Timberwolves, Mavericks, Golden State Warriors, 76ers, Chicago Bulls, Cavaliers,
5 seconds.
Wizards, Nuggets.
I'm giving her Nuggets.
I gotta get I'll do the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 10.
I got 10 too.
Wow.
Jeez,
All right.
Carrie. All right.
Nice effort there, Kari from Burnsville. 10 teams named.
All
Sit
right.
tight. Let's go.
Yep. It's Carrie.
Oh, Carrie.
That's my bad, probably.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry about that, Carrie. Paul, let's go, bud. Headphones
back on. Okay.
All right.
What's the category?
Fletcher?
Yeah?
NBA team names.
Oh, God.
And you can't just say the location. We need the name of the team. You've got 20 seconds. Are you ready?
How many did Carrie get?
10.
She got 10, dude.
Are you kidding me? I'm a hockey guy. I'm screwed. All right, let's give it a whirl.
Carrie made a good pick. Okay, here we go.
All right.
3, 2, 1, go.
Minnesota Timberwolves, OKC Thunder, New York Knicks, Boston Celtics, LA Lakers, Chicago Bulls.
10 seconds.
Cleveland Cavaliers. How about the Seattle Supersonics? Can I use them?
Sure. 2.
Washington Wizards.
I don't.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to give you Wizards because that gives you 9 total.
Oh, come on!
That's right, Jack. All right, Carrie.
Nice.
Well done, Carrie.
Carrie, don't call her. Kari has won tickets to see the Pixies. Well done.
Yes.
Well done indeed. Thanks for
Right.
calling in. Sit tight.
Carrie, not only great answers, but also good strategy. Well played. Well played.
I'm a listener.
Yeah, well
I can
played.
tell.
Smart.
All right, hang on, Carrie. All right, we got another pair of tickets if we want to do one more.
Let's try one more. Let's go to Tina in Minneapolis. That's who I'm looking at. Tina, you with us?
This is Tina.
Tina, you ready to play Beat the Jock?
Yes.
Okay,
All
do
right.
you want to play against Steve or do you want to play against Fletcher?
Oh, she gets to choose again?
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
no, are we just going against Steve?
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't sweat twice.
If we have to.
That's too much.
All right, I guess that's how this works. All right, I'm removing my headphones.
All right, Tina,
take
you're
'em
going
off.
against Steve.
All right, they're down.
Okay, the category is events that might get canceled because of bad weather. You have 20 seconds. Ready, set, go.
Outdoor music festival or concert, track and field day, farmer's market, a parade.
10 seconds.
Oh my God.
3 seconds.
Oh my gosh. I had a whole thought.
Oh, Tina. You never know. Steve might flub too. 1, 2, 3. I got
Possible.
4.
I got 4.
All right, let's get Steve's headphones back on.
Get them back on, sir. Come on back in.
All right.
Okay, the category is events that might get canceled because of bad weather. The number you need to beat is 4.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Set, go.
The Minnesota State Fair. I had a rain delay one time. It was canceled.
It's not canceled.
Canceled? Oh, all right. Canceled. Okay, concert. A picnic. Any sporting event. I can't get the fair?
No.
Come on.
3 seconds.
Kite flying competition.
No.
What do you mean no?
Competition. What is that
I
even?
think
You're going to
that's
fly the
accurate.
kites in a
Yeah.
thunderstorm? You've never been to a kite flying competition?
I haven't.
Ben Franklin style?
Come on.
Are we giving him that,
Oh,
Ryder?
that's a
Yeah,
tough
but
one.
I mean, even if we do, it still looks like a tie to me. So
Oh, come on.
Tina's
This
getting
is
herself some tickets.
All right, so we'll let him have kite flying competition. What is that
I'm happy for you, Tina, but let it be known I hate playing this game. What are some obvious ones? What did I miss? What canceled events canceled for weather? What should I have said?
She had track and field day, which we actually just had that in our household, so that was
Okay.
a good one by Tina.
Even just school in a snowstorm.
It's not an event.
Oh, yeah. My daughter's track and
you-
field day was just canceled because of the rain.
So was my 8-year-olds. Yep, I feel you. I feel you on that one for sure.
All right, Tina, congratulations. You're going to see the Pixies as well. We just can't stop giving stuff away around here. That's pretty cool.
That was a tough category, though.
That is a tough category.
Imagine if you had gotten NBA teams. You might have gotten 20, one a second.
I would have given you one per second at least.
Yeah.
You can find Gorman in the Morning podcast anywhere you listen, anytime you want. That podcast sponsored by Devani's Pizza and Hot Hoagie.
Gorman in the Morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the Morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the Morning on Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Let's see, where were we? Cover tunes. A lot of great cover tunes over the years, and many that the listeners, the fans of these bands would say, oh, that's way better than the original. And boy, the text line just lit right up, 651-989-ROCK. My favorite so far is Dan from Coon Rapids. Any cover of a Bob Seger song is better than any Bob Seger song.
Wow.
Wow, really?
So he's probably thinking Metallica Turn the Page, I think is the most famous one.
I think so.
Yeah. Wow.
But
and he's always feeling Minnesota, too, which is nice, Dan.
That is nice. I'm a sucker for Seger, though, man. A little gravel voice, Motor City guy. Come on. I'm
going to have to agree.
It's fantastic.
I'll take that Metallica any day. Man, it really freaking rocks.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. What about speaking of really rocks, let's go a complete opposite direction.
Okay.
From a band that really rocks to a very unexpected. The first one that comes to mind is Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Doing the song Hurt. Now, Hurt was originally recorded by
Nine Inch Nails.
Johnny Cash is not of the Nine Inch Nails genre, if you will.
It's just haunting.
I think it's pretty great, though. I got to see Nine Inch Nails at Riot Fest in Chicago, and it was like 15,000 people sang along to this song.
Oh, really?
It was bone-chilling and
smokes.
So very cool.
Yeah. So, it's not the what we're listening to is not the hardest rocking of things, but at the same time, to your point, very creepy, very, very visceral.
And once it kicks in, it's like it's haunting.
Going.
It just charges at you. And I have to agree, Nine Inch Nails phenomenal live. That said.
And then Johnny Cash, of all people, working with Rick Rubin very famously on those last few albums, comes out. And Rick Rubin brought him the song, and he's like, I don't want to sing Nine Inch Nails. Are you crazy? But, man, the first time I heard this, I just sat there slack-jawed.
Also bone-chilling.
Bone-chilling. Yeah.
I mean, a big part of it, though, is where he was in life. His voice is kind of getting to be frail. Mm-hmm. He's staring death in the face, essentially. I mean, he's a few years out yet, but you know what I mean? Like, that's part of what adds to the emotion, I think, of it.
That's very true. I also think about the fact that but as a much younger man, he was living on the edge in a way that,
sure.
I mean, this is the guy who wrote the line, I killed a man in Reno just to watch him die. I mean, that's not like faint-hearted stuff.
No.
Something about that resonated with Johnny Cash. There's so many good ones.
I dove deep, hard into his last albums, including the ones he did, like God's Gonna Cut You Down, the stuff he did literally weeks before he passed away. And this is, years, like I said, but there was just something about his acceptance of where he was and the way he laid it out on tape.
Sure.
Man. Yeah, this is more bone chilling than the other one, I think.
One of the most misunderstood, according to the band members, and loved and hated bands of all time, Toto. Good old Toto from back in the day. I'm still a sucker for Rosanna. Love that. Just the drum track alone is worth its weight in gold. But their song Africa, which everybody has spent the last 40 years going, what the hell's he singing about? I bless the rains down in But catchy as all get out.
Yep.
Man. I mean, back in the day, Ryder, let me tell you, when this thing hit MTV and hit the radio, you were like, oh, it's another one of those damn Toto songs. I can't get it out of my head.
But can we pick up the pace, boys?
I hear you. I know you're a rocker.
Yeah.
But then of all the things, Weezer shows up a few years ago, and they have a version of this song. And correct me if I'm wrong, kind of a weird story as to how this came about.
It was all social media. It was just people saying, hey, Weezer, cover Toto Africa. Hey, Weezer, cover until they finally just gave in.
How do you launch that campaign?
I don't even know. I don't know how it started, but it's like Ryder said, they wore the band down. I mean, that was like a thing for years. And they finally said, okay, fine, we'll do it. And it ended up being a smash.
It's so strange.
Pick up the pace, boys.
You're just not looking for the moody sort of reflective
when it gets going, though, the guitars hit harder than anything Toto did, of course. Wall of guitars.
That story's so funny. It's like the Snakes on a Plane story where Samuel L. Jackson, the word got out they were making a movie called Snakes on a Plane. And the same thing. People were like, I want to hear him say,
get those Monday, Friday snakes off my Monday, Friday plane.
There it was, Ryder. That's exactly right. And they recut the scene. I mean, they turned it, hey, we need you to cut this. We need you to cut this line, dude.
I was on that campaign real hard.
Yeah, of course you were. Well,
I've never heard Monday, Friday as the abbreviation for MF, and that, or the clean way of saying it. That I'm stealing that, Ryder. That's genius.
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it. Well, you guys said this to me yesterday. I somehow missed out on one of the all-time great cover versions, apparently, or one that people really, really loved. Okay.
I don't know how you're going to feel about this.
I have a feeling I am. So, obviously, Fleetwood Mac's Landslide, a bit of a classic, if you will.
It's legendary.
Stevie Nicks wrote this when she was like 24 or 25, looking ahead. Just hit it out of the park. Mm-hmm. Completely iconic. And if you had said to me, like, hey, well, you know who covered Landslide? I would have said, oh, like the Chicks or Dixie Chicks or Sheryl Crow does this song. And I saw so-and-so do this song. I would have never in 100 million years said, Billy Corgan? He did Landslide? And you guys both looked at me like I was crazy. I actually didn't realize this. Is this Billy or is it Smashing Pumpkins? Okay, it is Smashing Pumpkins.
This is one of the rare ones. Sorry, this is one of the rare ones where I see both sides. Like, I love Fleetwood Mac. I grew up, one of the first artists I ever heard in my life was Fleetwood Mac. Mm-hmm. And so their catalog is sacred to me. But I actually really dig the Smashing Pumpkins version as well. I can't say that it's better, but I dig it.
I was a very moody teenager when Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness came out. Like, real angsty.
Oh, it's that long ago. It's back on that. Okay. Well, that explains it. I was in a bubble in the mid-'90s, late 90s. I was doing my own thing.
So at the time, I might have said, of course, killed it, because, Fleetwood Mac is my parents' music and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But listening to it now, Stevie Nicks, she just really owns that in a way that I don't know that Billy can. Although, if this is on the radio, if Billy Corgan's version is on the radio, I will not change it.
Right. Okay.
Agreed.
So it's at the very worst, it's a respectful tip of the cap to the original. He's not trying to outdo it.
It is
certainly enough.
And he stays within himself. He doesn't try to become. The band doesn't try to become Fleetwood Mac. He does there's no harmonies. Although there's no harmonies in Landslide either. But he just does his version the best way he can.
Cover versions that are better than the original. Man, the text line is flying high. 651-989-ROCK. Marilyn Manson's Personal Jesus. That's been a few people have suggested that one.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that one in a bit. Yeah.
Also, the Manfred Mann's version of Bruce Springsteen's Blinded by the Light. I think even Bruce Springsteen would say, yeah, that's way better than mine. I think that's a universal given right there.
The one I'm seeing the most is All on the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix. That's the one I've seen the most feedback on.
A lot of those.
I think Dylan said he'd give it to Hendrix, too. Yeah.
He did. Well, Dylan started performing it live much more closer to the Hendrix version. Yeah, Hendrix got a copy of that before it was actually even released. So a lot of people didn't even realize it had been a Bob Dylan song. What else have we got? Oh, that's right. Osseo. That's what we got. Osseo, Minnesota. Glad to have you with us.
Yeah? Osseo?
Yeah, man.
I graduated from Osseo High School.
See there?
Let's go.
We're thinking Orioles. Of you. We're thinking of you.
Love Osseo.
They're the Orioles?
They are. We are the Orioles.
I like that. Hey, Gus, here's something that's kind of cool.
What?
We've got someone on the phone right now.
Oh.
Taylor Heise of the Minnesota Frost is calling into Gorman in the morning. Taylor, good morning. Thanks for calling in.
Good morning. How are you?
We're great. It's great to have you on the show. I'm assuming with you guys in the finals again last night, that's just par for the course. You love to drop that first one in a series so you can come back and shock the world and your opponent every time.
Well, we're 4 for 4 with losing our first game of the series in the playoffs so far. So obviously that's not our goal. It's not what we plan to do. But I think we didn't play our best game last night, and when you don't do that, there's a chance you don't win those games. And for us, I think it was important to take that game, take what we can get better at, and then get better for tomorrow.
Hey, Taylor Heise, Paul Fletcher, how are you?
Good, how are you?
How's Ottawa?
It's okay.
All right.
I like the U.S. better, so.
Fair enough. You know what, though? I know that you would have liked to have had the first one, but it's never mattered before. To me, this team feels like it's built based off of last year's run and kind of the way this season went. It was very similar to last year as well. I mean, is this team built for the playoffs, built for this time of year, for this kind of a run that you're probably inevitably going to go on?
Yeah, I don't really think people understand how we've kind of just turned it on for playoffs. I wouldn't say we've been bad during the season. I would definitely say we've definitely gotten better. And this year we've had some really high times and honestly some low times as well, but we've come back from that. And I think for playoff-wise, it's just whoever gets up for the game. This is why you play hockey. This is why you train. This is why you do all the little things you do and get up at 5 in the morning. So I think for our team, it's just like that look of the teams will never be the same after this year, especially with the expansion. And this year means a lot to a lot of people. So just getting out there and truly giving your best effort and understanding it's not easy. It's never going to be easy. It's a playoff game for a reason. So taking all that and understanding that it's important to go out there and play your best, that's kind of where we're at right now.
Absolutely.
Taylor Heise's with us on Gorman in the Morning. So you mentioned that expansion. I don't want to overlook the finals, but is that something you're excited about? I mean, obviously the growth of the game is great, but do you think about that? Is that something in the back of everybody's mind in the locker room? Like, hey, this thing's really on its way now?
Yeah, I would definitely say it's great for the growth of women's hockey. Definitely the ruling and all the things that have to do with it. Those things benefit certain people and don't benefit others. So I think for me, it's honestly just I'm trying not to worry about it. It's not something that I'm keeping in the back of my mind. It's definitely something others might, but it's that distraction factor where
right.
Our team's trying to keep it out of our minds as well, and just know that obviously we want to be present and you want to be in the moment with these girls because it's never going to be like this again, like I mentioned. So I think for the growth of women's hockey, it's great. It's 50 more jobs for women that want to play professional hockey, and that's probably the biggest thing about it. We're excited to be able to travel to Vancouver and Seattle and to be able to go play in places where you know that there's a women's hockey market. And it's just exciting. It definitely is. But I do think that teams are going to look very different next year. So taking this series and being very diligent in the sense of understanding how important it is. And for me, just taking advantage of really being with all my teammates right now, because at the end of the day, you never know what things are going to look like come tomorrow. So I think for us, it's just that honesty factor of just kind of being with each other and understanding the intense factor of this series, but just loving every second of it.
Absolutely. And there were like 12,000. The PWHL did a road tour, for those that don't know, this year, went to a bunch of different cities. Seattle had like 12,000 people, right?
Yeah, and Vancouver had 21,000. So if you look at that, and that's about doubled.
Yeah. Watching the game last night, what I saw was, going back to this series, I saw very back and forth. I know you said you didn't bring your best, but I mean, like, it was, it was a suffocating forecheck that led to the goal. There were a lot of opportunities off breaks both ways. I mean, it's really, it's one game, right? And you're fine going forward.
That's what you want. I would definitely say it's the playoffs. You want things to look, for us, we don't want it to look even because we want to be better, obviously, but getting a good match, we knew that Ottawa comes out and they try to suffocate you immediately, and we knew that we had to take their energy and roll with it. I think we knew we're going to get their best in the 10 minutes of the first period, and I think we really did a good job of holding them off and making sure they didn't have momentum in that sense. We're going to work on little turnovers and little things that you just can't make plays like that at the end of the game, but I think for us it's just anything can happen, and taking advantage of what it looks like to play playoff hockey. Some girls haven't played it, and some girls have. So just trying to be a veteran on this team, as well as a lot of girls here that just are kind of teaching that, every play is important. And that back-and-forth game is awesome, but taking the momentum in key moments, whether that be after penalties, before penalties, on the power play, or after a big save, those are big moments for us.
Absolutely. Well, and you'll be coming home to the XL Energy Center, which has been pretty darn great to you. That crowd is absolutely unbelievable. And if I must say, probably the best music guy in the league. I would have to say so myself as well.
Strong.
I did break my shoulder. I took my shoulder out of joint. Now patting myself on the back, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine. But in all reality, playing hockey here is even compared to Canada is probably pretty darn great, right?
It's awesome. Obviously, some of these places in Canada, I'm going to sound maybe a little rude, but this is all they have here. So I think when you look at something like that, you're going to get a little bit more fan base when it comes to, obviously the Ottawa rink only has, I think they hold like 8,000 or so. They're very intense fans. You can tell we're getting booed on and off the ice. We're getting yelled at and everything, but I love that. I think that's the best. And when we go to the X, we always feel so loved. And whether that X is completely full or half full or anything, we feel their energy. And whether that be through the music, through the chanting, like the last game when we won, like I remember just looking around and smiling because I was so happy to just be there. And obviously Minnesota's my home and it's the place I want to stay. So taking advantage of those small moments is definitely something I've been trying to focus on.
Yeah. Taylor Heise is with us on Gorman in the Morning. I was going to ask you about that. A Minnesota kid through and through. And I would imagine it's never lost on you that you've played at every level of your life. You've just been in your home state all the way into the pros. Go back to when you were a kid, middle school, high school. Could you have imagined the PWHL even existing at that time?
No, honestly, I had learned that that hockey was in the Olympics in like 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So I was still playing basketball at the time, so I played both basketball and hockey, and chose to play hockey and changed schools in 7th grade. So I think when I was in middle school and high school, it was important for me to just be out there having fun. But when I realized that I could do something special with my talent and skill, that was kind of the turning point for me. And, in middle school and high school, I played really hard, and I did a lot of on varsity high school hockey when I was in 7th grade. And I was itty-bitty, like almost 100 pounds at that point. So I don't think little Taylor would have understood the, dramatic changes that would have happened to the landscape of women's sports and women's hockey in general. So very grateful for where I'm at. And to be a Minnesotan through and through, I'm very, very, very happy and pleased. And this is where I want to stay. This is where I want my kids to grow up. And, it's a special place for me. And I think only certain people who have grown up in Minnesota can appreciate it the way that we do.
You've got a PWHL title, a Walter Cup. You got an international title in the last 6 months. And now let's go grab another Walter Cup, all right? Nobody else needs to have that trophy. Let's just keep it in Minnesota, all right?
Heck yeah, let's do it.
Game 2 tomorrow night, Game 3 Saturday back at the X. Taylor, thanks so much for calling in. All the best.
Thank you so much.
You got it.
She's awesome.
Yeah, and just like every hockey player I've ever talked to, just respectful, salt of the earth, good people play that sport.
I like hearing that because I consider myself one of that community, and I'm very proud of it. And so, I would agree with you, but it's cool to hear that from somebody that's not necessarily been embedded in that community their whole life.
We just need to let her know this is a place you can be rude to Canadians if you want to.
That's right.
Always.
She was.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love she's in the capital city of the country. She's like, they don't have anything else here.
And look here, I'm not trying to do a commercial for the Frost and the PWHL, but if you like hockey, this Saturday, 4 o'clock, Xcel Energy Center, there always are seats available.
Yeah.
The ticket price is affordable. Bring the family. I'm telling you, the atmosphere, forget the sarcastic patting myself on the back. The atmosphere is phenomenal. It's almost like a European soccer event where they're coming up with their own chants, and it's nonstop, just interaction from the crowd the entire game, and it's a good product on the ice.
Cover tunes that are better than the original. We're just scratching the surface. We got more coming right up.
Gorman in the Morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the Morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the Morning with Fletcher and Ryder, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Talking about cover songs throughout the morning. Cover versions that you think are better than the original. It's amazing. There's so many that people texted in that I'm not familiar with. Vince Neil doing the Hollies' Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress.
What?
I love that song. I've never heard Vince Neil taking that one on.
I hope that's Vince Neil from a long time ago.
Several, God willing. Several people texted in Alien Ant Farms, the band doing Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal.
You know what? We had somebody that suggested that, but also then made a really great comment and said, I don't think we need to decide between the two of them. They can just both exist because Michael Jackson's version is good in its own way, right?
Sure.
But the Alien Ant Farm, if you want a little more crunch, you want a little more grit, it's pretty awesome, actually.
Sure.
I like that cover. It's a good call.
Jeff Buckley pretty much took Hallelujah right from Leonard Cohen and never gave it back.
Correct.
I mean, that's an all-timer of a guy taking a song that had been out there for a while and going, I'll just take this, thanks.
Yeah,
you won't be needing this.
No discussion around that one.
Yeah, bam, pretty good.
I think I've mentioned this before. I don't remember, but Pearl Jam has pretty much hijacked Neil Young's "Rockin' in the Free World." So much so that Neil Young has said, "This song's yours now, guys. Take it and run with it," because they've just played it live so many times.
Guns N' Roses, "Knocking on Heaven's Door," as well as "Live and Let Die" on the Use Your Illusions. Both of those, I was like, they're doing Dylan, they're doing McCartney. What the? I wouldn't say either is better by a long shot, but they were both very Guns N'. I mean, but they did just fine, if you will. doing their own very version of those.
The exact quote on the Michael Jackson Alien Ant Farm from Chris was, "I don't think we need to choose between them," and I think you can apply that to Guns N' Roses, Bob Dylan, and the Beatles as well.
I'll be choosing.
Okay,
yeah, don't kid yourself. It's not the Beatles; it was Paul McCartney and Wings.
Sorry.
Just for those of us,
yes, good call.
Keeping score at home.
Live and let die. Yeah.
What about the cover versions that you love? That you're almost afraid to admit. Like, what's going to get people at the party to go, why don't you take off, man? Call your Uber now. What's the cover version you actually love despite knowing you shouldn't? 651-989-ROCK. I said earlier, even Springsteen would say Manfred Mann's Blinded by the Light is better than his, but apparently that would get me kicked out of the party. Trucker Joe is saying I would have to have my ears and or head examined for thinking that.
I think he'd need to leave you on the side of the road. He was real fired up.
He was fired up, man.
Even Bruce has said, "Hey, they knocked it out of the park." I don't, I'm just saying there was a version of Stairway to Heaven where it was mixed in. It was actually the lyrics to Gilligan's Island played over the Stairway to Heaven.
What?
That doesn't work. Okay.
No. Okay.
Sorry.
Here's the beautiful thing: is that we're all right.
We are.
And if we aren't, then we don't have an argument, right? So it works out great.
Whitney Houston covered Dolly Parton's "I Will Always Love You." She did okay with that version.
Yeah, that's pretty uncontroversial.
Yeah. I'm a Dolly Parton lifer, and I'd say I'd rather listen to Whitney's. Honestly, I've heard it a billion times.
I think it's a no-brainer.
Just kills me.
I hate to say that.
Do you want Dolly Parton's Jolene, or do you want the White Stripes Jolene? It's real good.
It is really good. It is really good. There's another version of Jolene.
There's
a
Dolly.
YouTube clip of Jolene, which is the original 45. Just simply played at 33 speed, and it's so awesome.
Yes,
it's not a cover; it's just the original played slow, and it sounds like an early 2000s alt rock band doing the song. It's amazing.
Interesting. I've never heard that. I'm going to do that today. Yeah.
But you got one. What do you want? What is it?
Getting me kicked out, or one that I'll die on a hill?
Getting you kicked out.
Oh my God! I don't even want to say it out loud. Limp Bizkit's covered up Behind Blue Eyes.
Whoa!
Not Faith.
Oh. Faith is actually awesome.
Okay.
We were having a perfectly good day, and you had to bring up Limp Bizkit.
Dude, that Behind Blue Eyes, it's just like, God, it's good. I like it. I'm sorry.
I'll take Limp Bizkit on Faith, but I want the Who on Behind Blue Eyes.
I don't disagree with you, and I don't blame you for it, but I do like that version.
John texted in, this is actually a good one. How many Zeppelin tunes from the first two albums count? 3, 4? Because, they didn't call them covers back then. They came around. Once they got a few phone calls from some lawyers, they were like, no.
Here's your credit.
That's where that comes from. It's the kind of thing you can go back and forth with all day, and we will do just that. But right now, we have just enough time for the last word. Mm-hmm. Don't let it keep you from greatness if you weren't someone's first choice. Don't worry if you're number 2 or number 3 on the call sheet. If the call comes and you're the person, just accept it and get on with it. Kenny Loggins was not the first person they wanted to sing Danger Zone for the movie Top Gun.
Wow.
In fact, the producers went to Toto. We want you to sing this song. And they said, no, we're good. And then they asked Bryan Adams to sing it. And Bryan Adams said,
see that, actually.
No, I'm good, thanks. And then they went to REO Speedwagon, who also turned it down.
Uh-oh.
The fourth call was Kenny Loggins, Danger Zone, Top Gun. The rest is history. When the phone rings, just answer it. Do the song.
Absolutely. That and Footloose, I mean, those 2 songs alone set that dude up.
I'm all right from Caddyshack. I mean, my God.
There's 3.
The king of the soundtrack.
King. Yeah, he is.
Man, fair enough. All right, so tomorrow on the show, Maggie Ferris. The Loons on the Lake Comedy Festival is coming up. She's going to come in and hang out with us and talk all about it. She's very funny. I enjoy Maggie very much. And she's going to be part of the show tomorrow with a little game we call Rank You Very Much. That's exciting.
That should be fun. We're working on the topic idea right now with her.
Very, very nice. All right, up next, Fletcher, what do you got going on?
Jesus Jones, Chili Peppers, play a track from Elvis Costello, give away tickets for Garbage and Mission Impossible passes, and Commercial Freedom at 11:45. Plenty of reasons to stick around.
I'm exhausted just listening to that lineup.
Yeah,
nice work, man.
It's work day. We got to get going, get things pumped up.
Fletcher's not going anywhere. The rest of us will all be back tomorrow morning on Minnesota's 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning is also Gorman on the go. Get the 92 KQRS app and stream live or catch the Gorman in the Morning podcast anytime. 92 KQRS.